Welcome Summoner. In the following you will see a commentated time-elapsed match where my team and I were down by 11k gold at around 25 minutes. Nevertheless, we managed to come back and turn the tide. So, enjoy the matchup between
Bow to the void, or be consumed by it.
Not all angels are good.
So let's start with the laning phase. Our Twitch is planning to gank at level 2, so try to follow up on the gank as best as you can, even though Malzahar's early is very bad. Morgana is chunked quite heavily, but we do not really have any kill pressure here. She still has a flash. As Morgana is a push heavy champion, I want to match a pushing with a point in W at level 2. Could also go with Q to try to poke more, but I prefer this a safe way this match. As a side note, I haven't played much in preseason at the moment, so my CSing is a bit rusty. In the next moment not much is going on, so let's just fast forward. As Twitch is around I want to engage on Morgana, but in the very same moment Graves appears. This is forcing me to burn my flash. As Twitch is close by, we need to re-engage and help him. I would say I tunnel vision too much on Morgana, but the most important thing is to actually stay alive. Malzahar is always a champ set. Malzahar is more a champ that rewards the safe laning phase. Our first goal basically is just to farm up so that we can have our last chapter on the first back. Twitch forces Morgana to flash, and well, as Graves is flashing in to greet, we can survive, and Twitch is netting the first kill for our team. And it doesn't stop there. As Morgana overstays, Twitch can sneak again next to her and finish her off. A pity I didn't get an assist in any of the two kills. As mid and jungle are dead, we can push mid without fear of dying. So the only buy that we can get is a mana crystal, but well, it's better than nothing. Laning continues a bit, pushing the lanes back and forth, with both junglers around mid. The lanes are quite even at the moment, but the good thing is that I have teleport available as a play is going on bot lane. So I move in and try to help my teammates. I spank ping that I'm coming, but Kalista and Ali have an escape route, and use a blast cone to leave us behind. In the meanwhile, top died to a gank unfortunately. So just happy to push in the wave and back to base. We are back to lane and had the goal to buy the lost chapter for more mana sustain. Unfortunately the ADC that we ganked for a few moments ago is dying. With this chapter we have now the power to push in Morgana under her turret. This opens up the possibility to roam again. Unfortunately we have spotted, so there is no point in going bot anymore. We found a control ward. My idea here is to actually attack the control ward to bait the Morgana to defend it. Somehow we had some kind of miscommunication, so Twitch went in and I did not follow up. But well, this happens. It's solo queue. We have miscommunication. But it's not a reason to tilt. I flash E and R her and together with Twitch we finish her off. As I still have a lot of mana left, it's a perfect moment to siege the tower. At the tower you can always cast W. Your voidlings will tank the tower as they are prioritized by the tower first. Bot seems to be in a fight. Unfortunately Grave shows up to actually defend the tower, so we have to back up. I think this is a message that nobody wants to hear, but well, it looks like bottom is going to lose this matchup. So what's left for me now is to auto push the wave, take the blue, and return to lane. As soon as you get blue from the jungler, don't forget to say thank you. As we have a fresh blue buff, it's best to play safe. You can always outpush Morgana and use the blue to its most value. As the last gank happened in top lane, it's best to ward the side of the lane. You can always cast E and W on the caster minions, as long as you have the mana for it. This will help you push the most. But be careful when your voidlings and your minions are down. I actually screwed up here a lot. I panic ulted, but luckily survived. There's no point in staying longer, so I have to retreat. It is a very unlucky timing as my teleport is up and the fight is going on bot lane. But I cannot join yet. Also I'm screwing up my buy here totally. I should have get a Morello. And unfortunately also Twitch died in this gank. So what I'm going to do is just teleport to the tower and try to defend. I want to flashy plays, but looks like Darius is getting into trouble. I can't help him as I have no ult nor flash. The only thing I can do now is push out the wave as we cannot contest the dragon. Here I'm actually doing a stupid risky play. Like my ward is not giving me any vision and I won't be able to take the tower, I'm anyway trying to staying around. Graves might be low on mana. And this is actually what I hoped won't happen as Ali is now engaging on me. And I have no escape, no ultimate. A well-deserved death, I would say. And I think I'm also the guy to blame that I baited my whole team for another fight. It looks like the team morale is quite low as Jhin wants to open, so I prefer to mute at this moment to focus on the game. I'm not quite willing to surrender yet as Malzahar has actually a scaling champ, and I'm ahead of Morgana. We also have a Twitch that is doing quite well, so you can have a good team fight versus their comp. The good thing is also that we have very good wave clear, so we can stall out the game. Okay, 4 to 12, it's getting worse, so let's try to apply pressure somewhere on the map. With this wave we should be actually able to take the tower. If you have the mana, always cast Q somewhere to increase your W stacks and E on the enemy wave. By taking the mid tower we open up the map a bit for our team. And we now have the space to help the other lanes. Janna spotted the lonely Graves in the pit taking the Herald, but Ali already came to help him out. Nevertheless I tried to deny the Herald to the enemy team. So well, it was a risky play, but we got the shutdown on Graves. So, difficult to say if it was worth. As you see in the scoreboard, our team is behind by a lot at the moment. So we will really need to stall out the game more. It didn't take long till the enemy finally summoned the Herald. It looks like the siege doesn't work out for the enemy. I cannot reach Morgana, but Ali used his ultimate. So I tried to suppress him so that my team can finish him off. He's tanky, but like with 4 guys focusing him he cannot survive. Unfortunately I wasted my flash for this engage as it was not needed. But hey, we somehow managed to defend the mid tower versus the Herald. I shouldn't be that close to Grave in this case, but it didn't matter. As blue's up, Twitch again donates it to me and I can have clear out the waves. Again with a fresh blue it's best to play safe, you can maximize your farming, and it's risky without flash anyway. It's 7:15 and some fiestas going on top. I see that Camille is pushing bot, so I'm starting to move into this direction, and Jhin should have the room to push mid. But well, it looks like Jhin overstayed. And well, we lost the top tower due to the lost teamfight a second ago. So what we need to do now is farm up as fast as possible and hit our power spike. We are ready to face anyone when we have Leandri and the Relay Scepter. Don't lose possibilities to farm up, but take care to be not get caught off guard. The Fire Drake is spawning, but we have no chance to contest it at the moment, so push out the wave mid as quick as possible, but leave it quickly afterwards as they will come for you. I'm getting a bit too cocky here, but I see that the enemy team is actually fighting at our blue buff. What I didn't see on the minimap is that Grave is coming for me. Maybe I would have survived by the time my ability is better. I understand that some people want to surrender at this state, it's like 719. But well, I don't give up yet. As a reminder, Malzahar is really good wave clear, so you can stall out the game if done correctly. Nevertheless, my death enabled the enemy team to siege again. I see Jin's ult and want to follow up, but to be honest, I'm happy that they destroyed the tower. I think I would have died. But what we need to do now is defend the inhibitor tower. Lucky us, Camille is overextending, so she's actually doomed, and I still have my ultimate up. So we can chase a retreating enemy team. Threshold is up, we can catch Jin, and we finish off Ali. So welcome, Twitch is back in the game. Baron is about to spawn, and we have the chance to actually take the mid tower. Twitch has the damage to finish the tower off, and I have the minions to actually tank it. Next objective in line is now the Baron, but 3 enemies are already on the way, and Jin is tanking the Baron, which actually forces us to leave the Baron behind. Maybe it was even good luck, because the Baron throw would have ended the game. So as blue buff is about to spawn, I stack up my Voidlings and hope to take the buff. But unluckily, Grace is showing up, and as I cannot finish him off, he will finish me. Well, some good things that I've noted. That I'm ahead of the enemy Morgana, Twitch is really catching up, and Janna didn't play bad this game. She's 1-5, so she's holding her line. As I couldn't finish off Grace in the last 1v1, I'm opting in for more damage, as utility alone will not win our next team fight. Yes, this fight showed that we are still not there to face the enemy, so we should try to stall out even more. Well, the good thing about this message, everybody on my team knows whom to focus in the next fight. At the moment I'm defending 1 versus 3, so the only thing that I can do here is to wave clear and try to stay alive. Luckily Janna is joining me in the defense, and the Voidling caught Morgana's Q. Jin is joining the game, and my E jumped on Graves. I didn't want to use my ult on him, as I thought he will die anyway, so he escaped and I think I baited Janna. But yeah, we got Morgana. The downside, of course, we lost the bottom tower. The worst thing that could happen now is that I also die to Camille. This would lose us inhibitor, so I try to play it safe. Again, I do not need to kill her, I just need to defend the objective. I know that she will greed for the inhibitor, because she's on the winning team. And she also kills the Twitch, so she will have the confidence. My passive is saving me here from a stun, and with Janna joining me, Camille has to back off. I'm and needs to return anyway, so there was no point in chasing. The good thing is we are coming closer to our next power spike. With the release chapter we will also have a perma slow. So start clearing waves and take from the jungle what you can. But do not tax the jungle in this match too much, as he is your second carry. As I'm close to my next item, I try to ping how much gold is needed. But in solo queue the team often do not give you the chance to farm freely, so save your main cooldowns for CSing. The enemy is preparing to take the free inhibitor, so building up vision is the best thing that we can do. Unfortunately Jin got caught off by Camille, so we are at a disadvantage and need to defend now. So most important is play it safe. We have the damage to withers and them slowly, but the inhibitor cannot be saved at this time. Let's take a moment and assess the situation. The enemy just took our inhibitor, so it will take a while till the first enemy super minions arrive in our base. Our last top tower is almost destroyed, and it looks like as there is a big minion wave approaching. All of my teammates are at full health, and Jin is going to revive in 20 seconds. Also Baron is up. So here's a big question. What would be best for the enemy team to do right now? And remember, it's a ranked game in Diamond 5 Elo. You guessed correctly. Flash anything under 2 Nexus towers while the rest of the team is silenced. As I'm low on mana, I need to go back to Fountain. but it still looks like as the enemy do not want to leave our base. Make a note for yourself, just leave the base after you took this inhibitor, and as you see now, Morgana used her black shield on Ali, which leaves her defenseless. Here she pops, and now it's a 4 vs 5. Kalista tries to save Ali with her ultimate, but we have the upper hand now and can chase the enemy. Ali goes in here to save time for his allies, and also maybe to open the flank for Camille. But my Q hits her, which makes it easy for my team to finish her off. Darius has now his 5 stacks and is dunking one enemy after another. The QSS from Kalista won't save her, Twitch is getting the ace. And this is the start of our comeback. You have to remember, after destroying the inhibitor, the enemy team had a lead of 11k gold, and dropped down to 8 after this fight. Here I hope that we will do a Baron play, but it seems like our team is not on the same page. Also no blue for me this time. And what's worse, Jhin is getting caught off. It's now basically a 4 vs 5, so we will not win this fight. But with the last win, our team is now in frenzy mode. I did the same mistake. And yeah, now the enemy is cleaning up. Darius survives, but you can imagine what's going to happen next. We will need now to prepare for the next siege. But luckily Graves gets here very cocky. One Baron buff less. Place some vision for a siege. Looks like we managed it to defend the base, but well, don't forget that still the bot inhibitor is down. I'm retreating, as we need to defend the Nexus towers with the super minions, but unfortunately we are again not on the same page. Nevertheless, I have to focus on the defense now, and luckily the enemy team is chasing Brits through our jungle instead of focusing on the mid tower. And even better, Twitch did a great job in baiting Camille in our team. Jenna saves me with a heal, and Twitch cleans up the fight. And here you see how the enemy basically throw his Baron lead. As there are no objectives on the map at the moment, we push out the waves. I often do not contest the ADC for his side lane farm, but Jhin showed in this match often enough that his decision making isn't the best. The enemy team revived at this moment, so I just push one more time for vision, and retreat back into our territory. Unfortunately, this does not apply to all of my teammates, but well, we got the tower. As Jhin died a few seconds ago, we need to prepare again the defense of our bottom inhibitor. It is a 4 vs 5 situation, but luckily Graves show himself at the dragon pit. It could be actually a 4 vs 5, but the enemy team is sure to win it 4 vs 4. As soon as Graves slays the dragon, it's clear that we are 4 vs 4, even if one of my teammates didn't check the minimap. Twitch uses his ult to focus Kalista, and I do the same. Ali is going in and is insecting Twitch. I flash out to save myself. But Morgana is already doomed. Darius is using his execute and just cleans up the team fight. Fun fact, Jhin got saves. As the enemy team died, we are now trying to get some objectives. I'm pushing for the top tower. But do not overstay, one tower is enough, just clean up the jungle and prepare for the next siege. As we expect the enemy to come from bot, it's a good idea to place a ward at these two places here. Jenna, L. Teamwork, OP. It looks like the enemy learned from his mistakes and they are now sieging as 5. But this time, they are not at an 11k advantage. We can play it slow and wither them down. My armor pen builds start to hurt Ali a lot. But unfortunately, Jhin get caught off. It's 4 vs 5. 4 vs 4. 3 vs 4. Twitch is chunking Kalista and she also got my vision, so the flash won't save her. Camille is get hit by silence, spreading my vision to Morgana, and hey, I did not even realize my squad till now. We are also lucky as Baron is spawning right now. This time the team is on the same page. I ward around Baron and get into position to deny Graves in case he's showing up. This time Baron is ours. So, let's back to base. Finish my build and set up a slow push. Our wave is very close to our base. By leaving a few enemy minions, this wave will stack up and push its way to the enemy base. We should remember this for later. The next fight seems to appear in the jungle. I tried to peel for Janna. Twitch is hitting hard and also people are standing in my ult. It's a 4 vs 5 and many of the enemy team are low. We continue the chase at any cost. But do then the smart move and push the mid wave. It's a 3 vs 5 now and we need to push the advantage. Ward over the wall, just in case. And focus on the objectives, not the kills. We take the inhibitor and retreat immediately, not repeating the mistakes of the enemy. Jhin shows again his team play. The team is taking Elder Drake while I help zoning the enemy off. And another big objective for us. Now it's time to go back to base and regroup, but looks like that half of the team is in trouble. Twitch was focused heavily and went down. But they underestimate the damage that our team is still able to do, especially with the Elder Drake buff. Graves dies and also dooms Kalista. Darius kills Ali and Morgana is trapped in the 4 vs 1. Do you remember the slow push from 2.5 minutes ago? Check on the minimap where the wave is now. We won an important team fight. Only one member of the enemy team is alive and we can push 2 more waves into the enemy base. At this point the enemy lost all of his 3 inhibitors. We just fall back, get everything that we need, and meet in the middle.
5 hours later.
We are in an almost 40 minutes game, so take your time together with your team. So here comes the final assault. We have 2 super minions in every lane, and well, we need to wait for Jhin. Again. Group is 5 and starts the final team fight. Thank you for watching this commented gameplay. If you want to see more of this, comment, like and subscribe.